Welcome back to the Master Chief Collection. We've got more Halo to go around. I actually got a surprising amount of Halo left to go through, technically, but as far as this collection goes, we're knocking them down. It's time for Halo, the definitely fun and happy time.
Oh yes, this is the happiest game ever.
There'll be something interesting with this one that is unique to this game. The multiplayer armor that you can customize is actually your armor in single player.
Oh, nice.
So the armor you see the main character wearing is the one that I set up customized from like head to toe, including the color and that kind of thing. So that'll be that's always something that the Reach did that was really cool. Since the main character isn't the Master Chief, they can wear whatever you wear in multiplayer.
Yeah.
I gotta turn on one very important skull. There we go. Yes, that's fine. The game does a lot of things different and in an interesting way, and I think it'll give me a lot to just talk about while we go through it, which is always a good thing. This looks like a happy and safe place to be.
Oh yeah. Totally.
Nothing bad is happening on a planet that looks like this.
I'm not panicking, you're panicking.
Sweats. Soundtrack's still a banger, if you were even remotely concerned.
Contact with Visegrad Relay was lost last night. All signals flatlined at 2600 hours. I responded with trooper fire teams, which have since been declared MIA.
And now you're sending us.
The Office of Naval Intelligence believes deployment of a Spartan team is a gross misallocation of valuable resources. I disagree.
Commander.
So that's our new number 6.
Cat, you read his file?
Only the parts that weren't covered in black ink.
Anyone claim responsibility, sir?
Oni thinks it might be the local insurrection. 5 months ago, they pulled a similar job on Harmony. Hit a relay to take out our eyes and ears, then stole 2 freighters from dry dock. That cannot happen here. Reach is too damn important. I want that relay back online, Noble One.
Sir, consider it done.
Then I'll see you on the other side. Holland out.
Lieutenant.
Commander, sir.
I'm Carter, Noble Team's leader. That's Kat, Noble 2, Emil and George 4 and 5. You're riding with me, Noble 6. Not gonna lie to you, Lieutenant. You're stepping into some shoes the rest of the squad would rather leave unfilled. Me, I'm just happy to have Noble back up to full strength. Just one thing, I've seen your file, even the parts the Oni sensors didn't want me to. I'm glad to have your skill set. But we're a team. That lone wolf stuff stays behind. Clear?
Got it, sir. Welcome to Reach.
Well, as you can tell, the vibe is already drastically different than what we're used to.
Yeah.
classic Halo style, that first mission was all cutscene. This is the first real mission. There's a lot of cutscene going on, but I have a lot to say, actually.
Team, we're looking at a downed relay outpost 50 clicks from Visegrad. We're gonna introduce ourselves to whoever took it out, and then Kat's gonna get it back online.
Get me under the hood, Commander.
Sir, why would rebels want to cut off breach from the rest of the colonies?
You get a chance, maybe you can ask him, George.
Commander, we just lost our signals at HQ.
Backup channels.
Searching. Nada. Can't say what's jamming us.
You heard her, dead zone confirmed. Command will not be keeping us company this trip.
I'm lonely already.
Shoot down attempts are likely, so keep your distance.
Yes, sir.
Let's stay focused. Watch your sectors.
Give me just 1 second. It's a lot louder in cutscenes than it is in gameplay. There we go. Why are we doing this? Yes.
Could be the missing troopers. Let's check it out. Put us down on the bluff. June, I want your eyes on the sky.
Sir.
Let's go, 6.
Alright, now that we've reached gameplay, I'm gonna start talking over everything everybody's saying now. We've got our introductory stuff to go through. So this game did a lot of things different and interestingly. For one thing, its whole vibe is a lot more of like a... I don't know. It reminds me of like war movies in a way.
That's what I was honestly thinking. Like, yeah, this is like us, just a regular squad of Marines being sent in, like, why is this down?
Like, a lot of it makes me think of like the early parts of Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you just started this up without the greater context of the series, you wouldn't suspect that.
Negative.
You wouldn't immediately suspect this is going to be like, ooh, humans versus aliens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing, which is, and
Explosives residue.
Can you confirm any EX residue?
That, or like, you could like completely take out the Spartans and put just like a regular group of soldiers,
Yeah.
and this could be happening on Earth.
And it plays down to everything right down to the music. Now, the series has always had good music and has always had percussion-heavy music. But I don't know if you were listening to the track that played during that opening cutscene, Hello Birds. They lean into the percussion in a very marching order-esque sort of style that just gives it all contributes to this very war-torn, war movie-esque vibe that this game has, in my opinion. Right down to...
I'm seeing SIGs in the structure ahead.
I see it, the whole military. This is a war picture vibe.
Yeah, absolutely.
On your knees, now! They're not rebels, they're farmers.
I mean, even in the setup, you're with a squad, you're not alone, you know?
Yeah.
Hiding, sir.
And something is going to gradually start picking off your squad.
Neighbors were attacked last night.
Spoilers, I know, right?
What do you mean? The only other time we've heard about Reach was in the past tense. This can only go well.
Yeah.
Commander, be advised.
Signatures
in that structure directly east of your
I
Copy that. Get them back in.
God, I had something to
It's
say.
going to be completely dumb, but can you turn subtitles on?
I think this game only has subtitles in
Cutscene.
cutscene.
Okay, makes sense.
So
It's fine.
I play with
It was-
subtitles normally anyways, like I'll double check, but
Yeah, like most games, like
yeah, they're on, it's just not in the game.
That's kind of dumb, but
Yeah.
whatever.
Noble team, double time it.
So this game's got a very big contrast to what we're used to from the like ODST had a big contrast. That game played up a much more somber tone. This game plays up a much more intense tone. I guess Bungie wanted to experiment with stuff tonally with their last two games.
What are you seeing? Over.
We've got military casualties, 2 of the missing troopers.
Excuse me.
Looks like they were interrogated. It's messy.
And down to they're portraying the Covenant in a more mysterious light, because technically we don't even know if the Covenant's involved yet. Now, we all know
Motion trackers.
that the Covenant are involved, but
June, you see anything?
That's player knowledge, not character knowledge.
yeah. They still think it's insurrectionists, which is the whole thing in the Halo lore that I've never had to touch on, because it never comes up in the main games until right now.
Boss, I see movement.
But
Noble 2, move up to the west. We're about to be flanked.
just a quick, there we go. We have confirmation, Covenant are here. One thing that never really gets brought up in the games very often, but is in the lore, is that the entire time that the Covenant Human War is going on, there's also essentially like a rebel group rebelling against the UNSC the entire time. Timing, in my opinion. But, you know.
Let's have infighting while we're having a freaking war with aliens.
Now the war with the rebels started before the war with the aliens, so that's. But you'd think you'd be like, maybe we should drop this for now.
You would think, yeah.
Let's work together and fight off the aliens that want to make us extinct.
Like, I feel like even as screwed as things are on our planet, I feel like we would do that in that situation.
I mean, I would hope so.
I want to say yes, we would. But
I'm gonna remain optimistic
time,
and assume the best.
yeah, like, let's assume the best in humanity. That won't end well. I'm sure that this can only end well.
So, among the other things that they've done in this game to change up the tone, the Covenant are back to not speaking English.
Back?
Okay. The Covenant don't speak English in this game like they did in 2, 3, and ODST. They speak their respective alien languages.
Covenant.
Cheer up, big man. This whole valley just turned into a free fire zone.
Did the
Which
Covenant literally learn English just to mock you?
I always just assume so.
To the east.
I assume that after the first game they were like, I want to make fun of this guy. The grunts might be the exception to that. I don't remember, but I know like the big elites and the jackals and stuff don't. And I bring that up specifically, even though I don't think I even brought it up in the first game where they also didn't speak English, because in this game it really contributes to this tone of like they're really mysterious, dangerous enemies, and not just guys for you to shoot down a hallway.
Commander, I'm seeing more hostile activity to the northeast.
It also flows better if you decided to just play a chronological order and play Reach before you played the first game.
It's true. So that's one fun thing. Another thing is the visual design. I have my night vision on still. especially with the guns. Like, you might notice the assault rifle has a much less sleek look than it will in Halo 1. It's just all these unique, interesting changes they made just for this one game. My squad just tore down that bird. That is horrifying.
Yeah.
They went all in on this vibe that this game has. Which is a good thing, because it works. You know, they nail what they're aiming for with this game. Which is a very different experience, but a really good one. But yeah, now that we have a second, taking a good look at the assault rifle, it looks almost like a prototype of that gun, and not like a finished manufactured model. You know what
The troopers?
I don't know. Maybe I just say that because I know a little bit about guns, but that is kind of the vibe I get, is that it's like, it almost looks like a prototype of the assault rifle.
I mean, that makes sense. They wanted to do things to establish this game's place in the timeline.
The pistol, meanwhile, looks, you know, what we expect from this pistol.
They didn't have to iterate on the pistol near as much as they did
the assault rifle. Yeah. You guys want to get in? Thanks, guys. So I guess that brings us to the plot, which I should mostly talk about introducing the squad, because the game does it, but we were talking over it. Big guy is George. He's a Spartan 2, which is unique, because everyone else in the game is a Spartan 3. Carter here is leader man. The other Spartan in blue was Cat, who's number 2. The guy with the skull painted on his helmet was Emil. And then I had my custom armor. Which you'll note that I picked my armor explicitly to not have any crossover with, helmet-wise, to not have any crossover with the existing armor. So I don't copy anyone else's design. I do borrow some of their armor parts for like the shoulders and stuff, but my helmet is a helmet that isn't used by any other character in the game, and so is the color that I use, because I'm a nerd.
Well, I mean, no, it makes sense. You want a character that is totally your own.
Alright, so that's something this game
should be mistaken for the others in cutscenes.
Yes. That being said, some of them have things that you can't recreate in the game itself, so it's not possible to fully be like completely identical to another character, but all of their helmets are available. Oh, I forgot Jun, the guy with the sniper rifle. The bald guy who was loading ammo. Oh, I'm dead. That's Jun. He's another Spartan. He sure does exist.
I like how it did the yay and confetti when you died.
And a new feature was the assassination that I did, where I snapped that grunt's neck from behind. If you hold the melee button behind somebody, an enemy, it includes a multiplayer. You'll do a little animation like that. They're cool. Unfortunately, they don't actually stop you from getting killed, as far as I know. At least in multiplayer, so they're not practical. It's one of my least favorite additions from this game. In a game where I mostly like the things they did, that's one thing I don't care for. So they do look cool. They are very nicely animated. This game as a whole looks very nice.
It does.
So nice that they reused a lot of the models from this game for weapons in Halo 4. A game that came out like 3 years later. Which goes to say, another thing, there's a new gun in this game. Can you get out of here? This gun right here is called the DMR. That a real designation of gun. Designated marksman rifle. It's single shot. Packs a big punch. It's like a big chunky pistol in terms of practicality. Hey, John. I bring it up because it's really cool, but they replaced my precious battle rifle with it.
Not cool.
Not cool.
Noble 2, sit rep.
We're at the relay outpost. Doors locked. Mechanism's been flash fused.
It is very pretty, however.
I'll dial up my torch, cut the way through. Gonna take some time.
This game came out 12 years ago now, and it's still super pretty.
Targets in sight.
This is the first time that a Spartan besides the Spartan 2 shows up in the series game-wise. I don't know if I talked about it, but Spartan 1s were a failed prototype, Spartan 2s are what Master Chief are, Spartan 3s are the next classification, Spartan 4s come up in a future title for the first time. It's just a generational thing, like how there's different iterations on firearms, for example. There's also different iterations of Spartans.
Drop us in the courtyard.
LZ's a little hot, sir.
Put her down, pilot. 6, breaks over.
I think this might be the most lore-heavy a Bungie game in the series gets. Because Bungie didn't really put much focus on the extended lore in the games until this one. But this is the last game that Bungie developed for the series, so they went on to make the Destiny games after this game.
Contact.
Hold them off so Pack can hack control.
Spirit inbound.
So I think even with this first mission alone, it's fairly evident that this game has a more intense feeling to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, I don't know, and yet also I think another reason why it feels kind of different is we know how this is going to end.
Oh yeah, it has got this like somber hint to it. It's very like a melancholic thing.
Yeah, like you're going in, you're gonna put up a hell of a fight. But
we know we lose. Like that's
yeah, we know we lose.
We've known that.
Wall of Reach.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Reach is in the process of falling. It's just not going to fall easy.
The Sprint's a new feature. It's a part of a new series of features called Armor Abilities. There's a whole host of them, and I'll talk about them one by one as they come up. I think even more so than ODST, this game has a unique feeling all its own. ODST towed that line, but still felt very Halo. I think this one feels very much like its own beast.
Number 6, search that.
Search that body. Oops, cut off the dialogue.
We got split. I don't think they... It sounded bad on the comms.
All right, Corporal. Stay put. We'll get you a combat surgeon.
Damn. Plasma damage.
Found something.
I'll take that, 6. Not your domain.
I got a live one over here.
Come on. Out you come.
Menjaninen! Nie! Hadum bek!
It's all right. We're not gonna hurt you.
George.
I got her,
Fun fact, that language is Hungarian.
and I'll release you.
Fun fact, this track's a banger.
We've been engaged!
Tango Group N. Permission to pursue.
-4, stay on the entrance. 2, handle her. 5 and 6, clear the hole.
Not the order I was looking for, but okay.
Yeah.
Chase the angry alien with a sword. Yes, sir.
That just stabbed you.
Yeah. Well, we thought you might want to get some revenge. Well, one would... I thought you wanted to go after him. But the fact he stabbed me might be a good reason to not go after him.
I fucking love this track. And yeah, like I said, these animations are really cool, they're not really practical.
Flush him out. I've got you covered.
There's a shotgun down here. I'd recommend it. Shotgun's nothing new. Same old, same old.
For that, what you want to die, it makes it die.
Ooh! We all saw that happen, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just want to make sure everyone else saw him stand still and then flop against the wall violently.
Yes.
Okay. Where are you at?
Cat needs you to reset a junction. Do it, get back here. How long?
Question of my life. If the question is, when will the station be back online? 2 weeks, earliest. This is plasma damage. All major uplink components are fried.
2 minutes is too long.
Which is why I'm splicing into the main overland bundle to get you a direct line to Colonel Holland. You're in my light, Commander.
Fucking got him.
Find out what she knows.
What's your name? Do you live around here? I'm George.
Shara.
Shara. Se Potroznev. Your accent sounds familiar. Chopron?
Tangari.
Friend of yours?
Father.
Sha'ainalong. I'm sorry.
Why would you be?
Big man forgets what he is sometimes.
She just lost her father. She needs a full psychiatric workup.
She's not the only one.
Lock it down, both of you. Get her on her feet. The body stays here.
Thank you, sir.
Signal. It's patchy, but it's there.
I'll take it.
Let's not touch anything. You wouldn't want to ground this place.
barely getting you. What's your situation? Over?
Colonel, this is Noble 1. There are no rebels. The Covenant are on Reach. Acknowledge?
Come again, Noble One? Did you say Covenant?
Affirmative. It's the winter contingency.
May God help us all.
In case you were feeling a little optimistic about the chances of this game being happy, the first mission ends with the line, "May God help us."
No, guys, it's okay. Maybe this is just an earlier battle for Reach.
Yeah, like, this is just the winter contingency. I mean, you know.
That sounds
we still
really
have
pleasant.
3 other seasons. You know.
In case you were wondering, July 2552, Halo 1 takes place in September 2552. There is no hope.
Trying to be the optimist, but like, yeah, we're
sweats.
Dot, stand by to receive and respond.
Yes, Commander. Coordinates
Make 'em
received.
pay for every
Initiate
step.
immediate course correction. The Office of Naval Intelligence Sword Base is presently under siege from a Corvette-class Covenant vessel. Due to
The optimistic thing here is that we've already ended this war.
Has been, for the moment, prohibited. Regrettably, my efforts to obtain relevant data on enemy forces have been unsuccessful. However, current defensive forces are insufficient. ONI has requested Team Noble's direct intervention to help secure Sword Base.
Alright, people. We're stuck with that ship for the time being. Let's focus on the hostile infantry. Give those troopers a hand. Cat 6, you're out here. George, Emil, you're next. Get prepped.
Let's move, Lieutenant.
Ooh, send Noble 6 out into the dangerous firefight.
Well, he is the FNG, so it's kind of his job.
Fair. But they send me with the second in command? What did she do?
In case you get shot a lot, the second in command can, actually do the objective.
Joke's on you, I'm the main character.
And that's why the FNG doesn't die in, like, the first seconds here, okay? You're the main character, that's why you weren't like Corporal Jenkins as soon as they realized the Covenant was here.
We've already seen Jenkins die. He dies in Halo 1.
I was talking about the one in Mass Effect, but yeah, whatever.
Yeah, well, there's a Jenkins in Halo 1. He's the guy you watch the Flood introduction from, his perspective.
Oh yeah, true.
And then in one of the books, he appears as a background, like a secondary character. Fun fact: Jenkins is one of the only characters in the Halo universe to have notably fought back against the Flood infection long enough to do anything. Those books are wild. If I remember properly, all he does is like sacrifice himself to blow up a ship, but he still does something.
Well, yeah, that's actually, yeah, that's still a hell of a lot more than anyone else, and really, that's a significant thing to do.
It's true.
Especially
like he was actively infected by the Flood at the time he did that.
If I recall properly, it's been a minute, but if I remember properly, there's a scene in a book, I don't remember which one, where a Flood-infected Jenkins does actively fight back against his infection enough to facilitate the destruction of a ship. It's not, I mean, this is like he's in the engine room, facilitates this destruction in like a matter of seconds, and then dies. It's not like he's an active character for very long at that point. Still impressive, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, also smart, because he's already infected. He might as well do doing something sacrificial was like the smartest play at that point.
Yeah,
plus, being infected by the Flood doesn't sound fun.
Especially if the Flood were still contained to the ship. Blow up the ship. You just stop the Flood.
Were it so easy.
Yeah, were it so easy.
This track's banger too.
Noble 2 to sword control.
I mean, you also just stop your own flood infection if you incinerate yourself.
Way I've always wanted to go.
See a target located.
New armor ability. Armor lock. Also known as, what did they do to this thing? In multiplayer, it's a mess.
Off my lawn.
Yeah, get the hell off my lawn. It stops vehicles in its tracks, protects you from explosions. And in multiplayer is, or was, I guess I don't know how its status is these days, kinda busted. And this is my airstrike button. I put it here when I want something to die, like that guy who was standing in a very unfortunate spot. You're supposed to use 2 shots to take out both of those separately, but they were so close to each other that the game said, here.
Can't argue with that.
Of course, the Warthog's here. It wouldn't be a Halo game without it.
The old Farragut station has its own comms array. That should bring us back online with command.
And that's Kat, who I was telling you about earlier.
Anti-air battery that will help clear the skies.
AA gun is to the west. Comms array.
I think this game does a really good job with its characterization of the main Spartans. Like that cutscene we just watched a minute ago. You get a good sense of who everybody is in that one cutscene alone.
Hope that comms array has a working generator.
Big guy with a big heart.
Yep. Got the edgy loner, the big guy with the big heart. The by-the-books captain. The kind of sassy second-in-command. The silent protagonist. Also, John's there. He is just kind of a sniper man.
On your 6, Spartan.
Ow. It's your unlucky day. Ow.
Yeah.
I don't have sprint anymore. Sprinting is an armor ability. So you don't have it constantly. You switched out for other armor abilities like armor lock. I have a big affinity for this game's gun models. I think all of them look really nice. Oops, sorry, friend.
Firing! Little help here! Little help here!
I especially like the way the sniper rifle looks in this game. It's this interesting design philosophy kind of going on where it's like they wanted everything to look familiar but distinctly different.
Yeah, I was about to say this and ODST both gave them the opportunity to design different kinds of locales because they weren't just like taking place on a Halo or anything like that.
Yeah.
But they were also distinctly different from each other because ODST took place in like a city and then this is like, well, not a city.
It's like a unique, like almost like a winter. I don't know what I'm looking for here. The mountain, like a mountainside look, is very different for this series.
Yeah.
To the point where some of these ridge lines are really nice. A winter aesthetic isn't new to the series. We've had winter levels, but this specific mountain mountain-esque look is
Spartans, this is Sword Control.
unique and very nice.
The mobile firepower.
Take that pug.
You're not
You got
friendly.
your little human structures and buildings that are not distinctly like skyscrapers or anything.
Yeah. It's really interesting to get a good look at a human planet that isn't Earth, because we spend a lot of time looking at Earth and Halo rings. This is a look at what humanity actually builds.
That's the gun over there. Should be a reset control.
And I think it's interesting.
I'm not done yet.
They still didn't bring back the 60-round magazine, though. Sad day.
Well, like, that is what they ended up improving on. They gave it the 60-round magazine. And
then it goes back down to 32 in Halo 3.
Yeah, because that was too much power.
I love that reload animation, for the record.
But was there ever an explanation as to why they just did that? I mean, even in like a lore thing.
Yeah, the one with 32 rounds is a different model. Why? I think it has to do with, like, as the games have gone on, we've been deeper in this war, so they've had less resources, so they've been using older weapons.
Budget cuts.
Yeah, budget cuts. Well, with the way the war with the Covenant's going, I mean, the man with the rifle shoots. When the man with the rifle gets shot, the other man picks up the rifle and shoots. Okay.
Get here quick. We'll meet you inside. Noble strike. This is Noble leader. Get back to Sword Base.
And people are wondering, is it really that desperate? Have you been paying attention?
Return to Sword Base.
Remember how the death toll was in the billions in Halo 3?
Yes.
So if I remember correctly, the one, like, idiot prophet was mistaken and thought that this was the human homeworld?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah. Because that's how big a fight we give them here on Reach.
Reach is important. It is not like it was a nothing planet.
A planet, yeah. This is like the biggest military. This is the second biggest planet, besides Earth.
If I remember properly, this is where a lot of ship manufacturing occurs, and transport and stuff, so it is like an important place.
So where at least you can see how they made the mistake.
But
yeah,
then they roll up to Earth and they're like, why are they fighting this place so hard?
Yeah, I mean...
the Hunters are back, and they are a bitch in this game. Hard. Like, I'm actually a little afraid to walk up and fight them, kind of difficult. Never mind. I'm just a good at this game. Yep, never mind. They're a joke. This whole game's a joke. Alright. Oh!
Oh! Oh!
Oops.
You alright down there?
It's hitting this base hard.
Damn, dude!
Captain, I lost Cat.
What do you mean? There was an elevator accident.
Yes, there was an elevator accident.
I doubt that very much.
This game has some of my favorite gun sounds in the series. Just for example. That's got impact.
Yeah.
That has impact. Part of the reason of what makes things feel so overwhelming. This gunfire is intense.
Make sure he gets. Depend on it.
To the point where some of these firefights, I'm getting distracted trying to talk about the game that I'm playing. By the game that I'm playing, and not just because it's like, oh, the game's so good, I'm getting distracted. But like, I'm getting caught up in how intense everything feels.
Closing in for the kill.
Welcome to Reach, Spartans.
Rip this base apart. What's the situation, Noble?
Can't do this on my own. Need another Spartan up here.
6, get to the top.
Wish I had sprint.
And assist the meal.
This is actually one LP where I'm not entirely sure how it's going to come out sounding because of how intense the gunfire sounds actually are.
Stairs, Lieutenant. We need those long swords in the air.
Rocket launcher? Rocket launcher.
That's a frighteningly big ship.
Yeah, frighteningly close for how big it is. The way we get it done, Spartans.
Swords are inbound and ready to push. Orbital defense is standing by to take the shot.
Is that the multiplayer announcer voice?
No.
Beautiful, ain't it? Someone should take a picture. Nice work, by the way.
I aim to please.
5, 6, get down to the science wing. Dr. Halsey wants a debrief and command saying we're all hers.
Repeat? Sounded like you said Halsey.
I did.
Copy that, on our way. Don't need command to tell me. Been all hers half my life.
Well, things are looking up for us right about now, aren't they?
Oh, yes! You see? That looked bad for a minute, but, you know, we rallied and kicked them off of Reach.
Previous engagement. George, it's been too long.
Mom,
What have you done with my armor?
just some additions I've made.
Indeed. Visigrad relay.
Its data center was home to one of my xenoarchaeologists, Professor Laszlo Sorvad. Perhaps you could shed some light on his death.
If he was a civilian male in his mid-60s, he died with a Covenant energy sword through his abdomen.
Elites, then?
They engaged us as well. It was just after we found your scientist daughter, Mom. She was hiding in the...
Irrelevant. The elites. Tell me more about them.
3, Zealot class. One got by us. The leader, from the looks of him.
Zealots.
I don't have time to talk about all the reasons Dr. Catherine Halsey sucks, but she sucks.
I gave the order not to pursue.
In-universe, not as a character.
The objective was to get the station's relay back online.
Your primary objective, Commander, are you a puppet or a Spartan?
Ma'am?
There are those at ONI, myself included, who believe the Covenant dispatch elite advance teams to hunt down artifacts of value to their religion. Survivor accounts suggests such teams are small, nimble, and almost always Zealot class. No doubt they came to the station for the abundance of ONI excavation data stored there. And you let them get away.
Data retrieval was not a command directive. Even had we known, we had other more urgent matters to attend to.
Like warning the planet.
Professor Sorvad's final entry in his field notes made reference to a latchkey discovery. Latchkey. Not a word he would use lightly. So let's hope that the data module your Lieutenant Commander stole contains it.
Cat?
Before you ask, I was alerted the moment you attempted to access its contents, as I am with any unauthorized tap. That data is classified Tier 1. I could send you to the brig for interfering with my work.
Maybe you'd like to join her.
I'm sorry?
We're currently under emergency planetary directive, winter contingency. I'm sure you're familiar with the punishment for civilian interference with the Spartan deployment.
Are you threatening me, Commander?
Just making a reading suggestion, ma'am.
Damn.
Let's move, noble team.
That will be all, George.
Bitch. So yeah, I can't even begin to explain to you why that character sucks as a person. But I can give you a one sentence close enough. Spartan 2 program was her idea, which means she facilitated the kidnapping of children.
Yes.
I can go into more detail, but I don't need to.
I mean, that cutscene gives you kind of a glimpse of her general personality.
Recon Team Bravo reporting in. 3 and 6 in position. It's starting to get crowded up here, Cat.
Then we're closing in. Report to any Covenant structures or devices. Direct action may be necessary.
Copy that. When Cat runs an op, direct action is always necessary. Here, you may need these. High velocity, armor piercing. They'll take the hat off an elite at 2,000 yards. And they ain't cheap. I'll be in touch.
Where am I? Me.
These rounds are expensive. Don't miss.
We're coming up at 53 minutes, so we'll be back with more Halo Reach next time.
Yep. Bye.